Man, good thing there's overs and unders because picking winners has been tough this year. But I've got some plays dialed up for NFL Week 15. For the first game, it really is the Bucks for me. They lost in disappointing fashion last week. Division game, I don't care. I'm not going to put too much stake in it. I don't know when Mike Evans is coming back. Abuka dropped an easy touchdown. I think that would have put him ahead. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think you're fine giving up not 4.5 points here. And the player to watch for me is Baker Mayfield, higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Ravens, Bengals, give me the Bengals at home, but the player to watch, Lamar Jackson, higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. I actually think Joe Burrow goes higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns as well. I think that's kind of a smash here, but I'm taking the Bengals, man. The Ravens are in shambles. They don't look great. I know the Bengals have more on the line. Now, if all of a sudden we get wind that Joe Burrow might not play in this game, because I do believe Cincinnati might officially be ruled out, then that flips the narrative back onto the Ravens side. Bills, New England, the AFC division is on the line. Bills 1.5 point favorites here. You know New England's going to use that as, what do they call it? What is it? Chalkboard? No. Whiteboard news information? What is it? Where they have motivation? Whiteboard headlines? Whatever. They're going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder. 1.5 point dogs at home in this game. The level of disrespect. But I don't care. It's warranted. You're going to have to show me something, New England. You got to come out and win this game before I start believing. So I'm taking the Bills, and I'm fine taking them -1.5 here. The player to watch here is going to be Josh Allen. I do think he throws higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. If he doesn't, I don't think they win this game. Now, he also might run 1 or 2 in. That's fine. He's going to be the player to watch. And on the other side of the ball, you know Stephon Diggs wants to have a good week. 4.5 receptions is going to be the line I'm looking at. I'm curious to see Travion Henderson's usage in this game. Give me the Bills -1.5. Browns and Bears. Listen, 7.5 is a lot of points here. I'm taking the Bears to win the game, but I think Shedeur Sanders gives them enough firepower to maybe hang in there and make this a little bit closer than it should be. Am I fine taking the 7.5 or giving up 7.5 here? It's probably okay. But this is a picks video. I don't always have to take the spreads. I don't always have to take the over-unders. So for the sake of this video, I'm taking the Bears. But if you really want to know, yes, you're probably fine taking the Bears -7.5 at home. But Shedeur Sanders is probably going to chuck the ball a lot of times. So I've got his pass attempts on the board, confidence score of 0.7 in this game. We've got Caleb Williams. He's probably going to be slinging the rock as well. I do like Caleb Williams. As a matter of fact, look at that. Holy smokes, just clicked into it. Look at the hit rate he's got over his last 5 games. This is what he's done on the season on this line. I do think that that is probably a good option. But the other place that I was going to go here is his passing touchdowns. Hasn't hit it a ton, but he's got the weapons. So it might be worth a look at plus odds higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Jets and Jags. Give me the Jags. I'm fine giving up 11.5 points here at home. They've got to keep winning. They looked great against my beloved Colts last week, who lost Daniel Jones, but we'll get into that later. I digress. I'm going to hold it together. I'm going to be brave and strong for you. Give me the Jags -11.5. There's no ETN lines out yet. I wanted to see what his props were at. ETN's going to be a guy I'm targeting in this game, as well as a Tootin touchdown. Eagles and Raiders. I love the games where it looks like the outcome should be very easy. I'll take the Eagles. -12.5 is totally fine here. I'm not worried about the Raiders pulling off anything. Geno went out of the game last week with an injury. This is a smash spot. Saquon Barkley, 1 or 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, a touchdown. Probably A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith, over 4.5 receptions are always in play. This is a smash, -12.5. Giants and Commanders. Poor Jaden Daniels can't stay healthy. Give me the Jackson Dart home magic, -2.5, totally fine. The over-under, I'm actually leaning to lower than 47.5 points in this game too, but I'm banking on Jackson Dart hanging in the game, delivering 1, maybe 2 rushing touchdowns, and the Giants getting the division win. Listen, guys, I have to be honest. I sit up here and I tell you what I think every week. And I'm expecting you to put your trust in me and follow me to victory. I have been overestimating this Chiefs team. They are not the same team that they were in previous years. I don't exactly know what it is, but I know it's true. I have been banking on them to be the team of old, and that was my mistake. But I have seen enough, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't Houston against that tough defense. It wasn't the Bills. It wasn't all these other innumerable games here. Innumerable games, 7 losses. It was all of them put together into one. And I have realized the error of my ways. This Chiefs team is not the same Chiefs team. I'll never count out Patrick Mahomes or Andy Reid, but this team right here is not the same team that were the 3 out of 4 time Super Bowl champs. So give me the Chargers on the road. Chargers have more to play for here. I'm taking the Chargers, and I'll take the 4.5 if you're going to give it to me. But I think the Chargers honestly probably went out right here. Arizona and Houston, this is a no-brainer for me. I am smashing this 9.5 for Houston as quick as I can and as often as I can because I think it's going to move to 10.5, potentially even 11.5 by the end of the week. This will absolutely be 10.5 by the end of the week. All right. Just bank on that right now. So give me Houston. Minus 9.5 is totally fine. This defense is going to cause problems. They have been doing it all year, and this is going to be no different. And remember, Nico Collins. I'm not even going to give you the Nico play. You want that Nico play? You sign up for the app and hop into the Discord. Make sure you guys are coming back and subscribing to me on this channel because I've got videos, shorts every single day of the week coming out. Monday night game picks, Tuesday night, Thursday night football. Wednesday night are the touchdown picks, my best video of the week, at least by your standards and likes and comments and all the support I get on that video. Thursday night will be my Sunday night football video, and Friday night on this channel will be Monday night football picks. This is kind of crazy. This San Fran and Tennessee game, it feels like this game right here above, maybe albeit with a more competent Arizona offense, it feels like this should be the same line as that, whatever it should be, whether they meet in the middle or this is too high. I mean, Tennessee isn't the worst team I've seen, and San Fran maybe is clicking at the right time, but the 12.5 seems steep for me. It'll probably end up being fine, and then I'll feel like a jabroni here, but the 12.5 just seems like it's too much. So Tennessee plus 12.5 is interesting. I don't know if I would put my hard-earned American dollars there. However, for the sake of this video, give me San Fran to win the game, but I'm not touching that 12.5 in this one. Only in 2025, coming into 2026, would we find ourselves saying the Bryce Young Carolina Panthers are an underrated favorite in this game. They should be 4.5, in my opinion, maybe 5.5 even. So I'll take the Panthers on the road minus 2.5 points. I don't care. I'm fine with that. And give me all the Bryce Young plays because Bryce Young has warranted. He has deserved it. Now, I do think they ultimately pound the rock here. However, would I be surprised if he throws for higher than 193.5 passing yards? No, I wouldn't. So might not be my favorite play by the time the week's over because I might be looking at Rico. I might be looking at Chuba, who actually out-touched or out-snapped, or maybe both Rico last week. But Carolina minus 2.5, lock and load. Green Bay and Denver, give me the more battle-tested team, which is the Green Bay Packers here. I'm just not entirely sold that Bo Nix is going to get it done when it matters, all right? This is a prove-it league, and for me, you got to prove it to me. I'll take the Green Bay Packers on the road. Minus 2.5 should be totally, completely fine. But that minus 130 right up there on Novig is not a problem for me either if you just want to take them straight up. So I'm taking the Packers to win this game. And I also don't mind lower than 43.5 points. And the player to watch is none other than my boy, the guy who's come back and been great for my fantasy team, Christian Watson. I think there's many different plays you can look at, including potentially his anytime touchdown. But he scored 5 touchdowns in 4 games, I think, since he's been back. But look at his longest reception. We know the guy's a big play receiver, and I look for him to have a big play in this game and a big impact on the outcome. To me, this game just comes down to who needs it more. And the answer to that question of who needs this game more is the Detroit Lions. They need to win. So give me the underdog, all right? I'm not going to sit up here and take every single projected winner, every single favorite. No, my friends. You are not going to see that from me. So I am going to take the Detroit Lions. And if you're going to give me 5.5 points, I don't mind taking it, but they're going to win this game straight up, in my opinion. only because, and maybe entirely because they just need it more. Also, higher than 55 points in this game. I did 2 over-unders last week, and they both hit. This is a beautiful spot for one. This next game hurts my heart. You know it does. The Colts lost Daniel Jones for the season. Anthony Richardson, who knows if he's even going to play again, let alone this season. Now, if you told me that Anthony Richardson is going to step in with a full week of practice in this game against the Seahawks, I would take gladly, with a big old fat smile on my face, I would gladly take 13 points and the Colts in this one. And I probably would tap on that plus 663 a couple of times as well. However, because that is not the case, it looks like Riley Leonard might be the quarterback. However, he's banged up potentially with his knee injury. I am absolutely going to smash the Seahawks minus 13 because the Colts don't even know who their quarterback's going to be yet. Again, if it was AR-15 or AR-5, excuse me, that's the college version, then that's a different story. But because it doesn't look that way, give me the Seahawks. Now we've got the night game. We've got the Minnesota Vikings as 6-point dogs against the home team Cowboys. And I think this feels right to me. Could that Minnesota defense play good enough to win this game? Possibly. But do I think that's the most likely outcome, which is why we're all here? No, I do not. I think the Cowboys get it done. I'm fine with giving up 6 points. They just have too much firepower for this Vikings team to match. And I think that higher than 47.5 is probably safe. But my favorite play is the Cowboys and the Cowboys minus 6 in this game. The player to watch for me is always going to be pretty much always going to be CeeDee Lamb, and he is no different in this, and that is no different in this occasion. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb. I believe his reception prop is probably going to be 5.5, in which case we will smash the over again and take it all the way to the bank, just like we did last week on both the Thursday night or whenever they played video and on the games video, this very same video last week. And the last game we've got is the Dolphins and Pitt. I think Pitt gets it done here. Minus 3.5 is probably fine. Pittsburgh's probably winning this game, in my opinion. The Dolphins are on a 4-game win streak. They look good. Apparently, Achane could have came back last week, even though he had that rib injury. They just kept him out as a precaution, and they felt pretty good about their chances of winning this game. Rightfully so, but this is different. They are going to need to be at full strength for this game. So, unless Achane goes absolutely nuclear, I'm talking 2 or 3 touchdowns, 130 plus all-purpose yards, I think the Steelers win this game. So minus 3.5 is fine with me. And if you're just taking the winners, I'm taking the Steelers.